Hello, hello. Welcome to day 1138 of Connecting the Thoughts. Quote for today is celebration adds to your sense of self worth. What do I mean by that? When I'm talking about celebration, I'm talking about the connection between celebrating yourself and that feeling of self worth. A lot of times we move from one goal to another, one achievement to the other, and we don't pause to celebrate. We don't pause to celebrate because we're always looking at the next thing that needs to get done. So, what I'm inviting you to do today is to look at celebrating yourself as a measure of your self worth. More on that on the other side of the show reel. If you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe to the channel because here is where I post daily videos on the little things that make life big. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back on day 1138 of Connecting the Thoughts. Quote for today is celebration adds to your sense of self worth. What do I mean by that? We move through in life. We tend to set goals for ourselves, right? We tend to have these ideals that we want to do. These, whether you're a student, you want a particular kind of grades. You want to ace an exam. You want to show up in a particular way with friends. You have goals. You might have health goals in terms of weight. You might have health goals in terms of exercising. This is how I'm going to show up for myself. You could have a target in terms of your professional journey. You might want to have a particular designation by the age of something something. You might have different goals. And growing up, we're constantly chasing goals. Now the question I ask you is, how often do you stop, how often do you pause to celebrate your victories? Because that is so important too. We've most of us, and it might sound like I'm generalizing, but most of us have been programmed in such a way that we want to always move to the next level. We always want to move to the next thing, the next goal, the next goal post. We're constantly moving forward in life, and that's okay. I mean, if that makes you happy, great. If that's the fuel that drives you, great, no issues. But I think it's super important that you celebrate each level. So even if you're climbing a mountain, if you were climbing a high peak, Mount Everest, for instance, there are different summits, and at each summit, you pause. At each summit, at each level of the mountain, you pause, you stop, you take a breather, and then you move forward. You celebrate your victory. You celebrate the fact that you've reached a particular level. You reflect. And I think more than celebrating, it's also important that you reflect. You reflect how far you've come. You reflect how you coped up with the challenges that came up, how you managed situations that were challenging, situations that were smooth as silk for you to just kind of float through, and also what else could you do. So you make an audit with yourself at every point, every time you have an achievement, every time you have a moment to celebrate yourself, you celebrate fully, and also you celebrate the journey, because it's the celebrations that will add to your sense of self-worth. Each of those conversations will help you understand your worthiness. It will make you add to your sense of self-worth. You will begin to see yourself in a better light. You will begin to see your strengths. You will begin to notice what are the things, when you take an inventory of what the journey has been like. You understand, oh, okay, so I had this situation, and this is how I coped with, this is how I managed it. Then you realize, oh, in this situation, this was my strength. I dealt with it in this particular way, so this is one of my strengths. And then if that situation shows up in another scenario, in another situation, then once again, you have that toolkit with you, you have that awareness with you, that yes, this is something that I know how to do. I've done it in the past. I know I can do this, and I'm just going to go for it. You don't have to really give it much thought. You don't have to kind of decode it all over again. You don't have to break down the scenario altogether, because you've already done that in as you audited yourself, as you sat and gave some reflection to yourself, as you celebrated the win, celebrated the achievement, and how you reached there. So let me know your thoughts. What are some recent wins that you've had? I do agree that we are living in uncertain times, but in spite of uncertain times, I am sure there is something that you have achieved in recently. And it doesn't have to really be a huge achievement. It could just be winning over a bad day, for instance, winning over a friend, winning back a relationship. Maybe it could just be letting go of a relationship. Sometimes we hold on to certain things and we think that we're doing ourselves good, but actually we're not. Having the courage to let go of things can also be an achievement, people. So think about it. What has been the most recent win that you've had, and have you celebrated it? And if you haven't celebrated it, what's holding you back from doing that? What is the story you're telling yourself by not celebrating that little win of yours? It could be little, it could be a big one, but take a moment to celebrate yourself, because you are a winner. You are a winner. You won. And so take a moment to celebrate yourself. It's when you celebrate yourself, when you show up with a feeling of self worth, that is when the world is going to know that, yes, this person has value for themselves. They see themselves as worthy. And therefore, they will reflect that sense of self worth, reflect that sense of worthiness back to you. Think about it, and let me know what have been your wins, what have you done, and getting to that win, have you celebrated it? If you haven't, I invite you to write in comments saying, I am a winner. I am a winner in comments, because you are a winner each and every day. Each and every day that you show up as best as you can, you have already won the day. So I am a winner in comments. If this has been of value to you, tag a friend who needs to receive this message, tag a friend who might be struggling with self worth, or who needs to be reminded of their self worth. So just tag a friend, let them know, enjoy the conversation with your friends, family and peers, and just let this conversation go as far as it possibly can, because celebrating ourselves is so important. It's important that you celebrate your wins. It's important that you celebrate you. It's important that you invest in your sense of self worth. These are my thoughts, and I'm happy to hear from you. And until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, stay safe, and thank you for connecting the thoughts with me. Thank you so much. I am a winner if this has been of value to you, because definitely you are a winner every day that you show up as best as you can.